What is going on, everybody? It's Go-Karts, Mini Bikes, and more. Today I thought I would show you a quick tutorial on how to make custom valve stem caps using a bullet shell and just normal valve stem caps. Now, for those of you who don't know what a valve stem is, I will show you, but chances are you know because you're watching this video. That is a valve stem. That's where you fill the air in your tire on your motorcycles or your dirt bikes or go-karts or cars. And all you need is some shells, some valve caps, and a bolt and a knife or X-Acto blade or Stanley knife, whatever. But all you do is you just get a bolt that just fits in there. It doesn't have to thread in or anything. As you can see, mine just sits in there. And you basically just set it on the table while holding the end of the bolt. Of course, you need two hands for this, but you do that, and then while doing that, you grab the knife and just shave off those little nibs, or whatever you want to call them, the parts that give you grip, as you can see. You just shave those off just a little bit, just to where the outside of the cap is smooth, and then they should not seem like they're going to go into the cap, or the shell, I should say, and they will. You just have to set the end on it like that, and then set it down. Get a piece of cardboard and a hammer or something and hammer the end of the shell, and the cardboard is so you don't mar up the bottom of the shell, but I am going to show you. So as you can see, these shells are quite dirty, and you know, they're fired. I picked them out of my shooting range, aka the side of my house with a wood pallet set up. But this is the polish I use, and I'll show you the finished product on my off-road cart, because I wanted to buy those lawnmower wheel covers, you know, like the hubcaps that you put on steelies on cars, but I couldn't find the ones in 6-inch that I wanted for the front wheels, so I figured I'd dress up the wheels in a different way. So this is the polish I use, and it gets them to like a mirror shine just with an old sock. Just polish it on and buff it out like you would any polish. So that's a good polish, but let me show you what it'll look like. And the lighting in my garage, as you guys know, is terrible. But I have a flashlight on me, but it still might not do it justice. But as you can see, that's what they'll look like. Here's the back. You know, they look pretty sweet. And as you can see, or may not be able to see because they are a little dirty after you touch them with your fingers, it is a mirror polish. Let me go ahead and screw this off real quick. Okay, so as you can see, it's that black part up top is just the end of the cap, basically press fitted into the shell. And I don't think it'll be a problem with coming out or anything. So yeah, as you can see, there's that mirror polish. So it comes out really good. I will show you the polishing step as well. But the one thing you have to note is that these caps are thin. So if you go in too heavy of an angle with the knife, you will cut a hole in them, and basically they'll be junk. And how I know this is I have basically stolen every single one of these caps off of my go-karts, off my brother's motorcycles, off of my family's cars. You know, like it's trial and error, but just go light. You know, there's no rush to get it done. So just do thin passes until these little grip parts are smooth, or at least as smooth as they need to be. And I will, like I said, show you the polishing step as well afterwards. I polish mine up first. You could do it first if you want, but it'd probably be easier to do it last. This way you don't have to worry about screwing up a polish with beating on everything. So, alright, I'm going to put this cap on this bolt and shave it off and show you guys what it looks like when it's done. Also, I apologize. I would love to show you guys this whole thing, but my tripod broke. So I can maybe set up the camera, but yeah, you know what, that's what I'll do. So let me set up the camera and I'll show you guys the process. Okay, well, here's my new tripod. I just cut a big slit in it and my phone is gonna set landscape mode in there. I tested it out, it does actually work pretty well. So that's what I'm gonna use to show you guys the process. So let me set it up and show you guys. Okay, as you can see, I got you in the box tripod. So let's get started. Got my knife, got my bolt. So all you're gonna wanna do is just watch your fingers, of course. I'm not responsible for if you cut yourself or damage anything. And you also gotta remember, I should probably mention, make sure the shells are spent. As you can see, that dimple in the primer, that means it's a spent shell, it's been shot. So just make sure of that. So you're just gonna put it on an angle and just scrape off pieces of plastic. And like I said, on my my off-road cart ones, I did go a little too deep and I put holes in them, but I don't think it really matters. They still screw on, they still screw off, but you definitely want to make sure you don't put holes in yours, because that would not be good. You probably buy packs of these valve stem caps pretty cheap, but if you have them laying around or you take them off your car, it'd be a lot better. So as you can see, it's a quick process. I'm already almost done, and almost there. Just got a few little spots to clean up. And I'm downstairs in my basement because it's warm down here, so you're gonna hear that furnace kick on and stuff, but essentially that's what you're looking for. You may just need to do a test fit and trim a little bit more, but these little black plastic pieces that are sticking up from cutting, just leave on, because when you hammer down the shell, it's going to create more anyway, but if you just grab your nail and run it across, they fall right off. So let me do a test fit. Trying to get this in camera. Okay, yeah, see, that's exactly what you want. You want to fit in there about half to quarter of the way, just by being able to push it in there. And you can see it's already a snug fit. So, but as you can see, it should just push in there, and that's about how you want it. Because like I said, when you hammer it down, it's going to shave off the amount it needs, so it'll be a super tight fit. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm just going to use the end of my knife because it's a metal knife. Make sure it's closed so your hand doesn't slide up or anything. And basically what you do is the cap, the valve stem cap, is right at the end of there. You set it down on the hard surface like wood or metal. You put the cardboard on top of the shell, and you basically just whack at it. Watch your fingers. I did hit my finger once and it hurt like hell. So just be careful, and just as you're whacking it, underneath, spin the shell so you get a nice even, so it's not going in lopsided. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. You just want to move the cardboard around too, just so it doesn't get thin and damage your shell. If you're kind of going for a worn look, then by all means just beat the hell out of it with a hammer, but I like the nice polished look for as long as it'll last on a tire, you know, where there's dirt, salt, snow, rain, you know. But for the time being, it's nice to see it polished. And that looks like a little bit more it needs. Hopefully I'm getting this on camera. I'm using, like I said, the box as a tripod, which actually seems to be working pretty well. Alright, that should be good. And as you can see, the cardboard takes all the damage while the end of the shell stays pretty good. And as you can see, it does look marred up, but that is just because it's dirty. But that's what you're looking for. And like I said, you see these little plastic parts that are sticking up. That's because the shell is actually shaving the plastic, so it's a nice tight fit. They won't go anywhere. You don't even need glue. So how you get rid of those is sometimes they are in there a little tough, but what you do is you just run your finger across back and forth. You know, they don't have to be perfect. The ends you won't really see, but if you just run your finger back and forth, I'm trying to get this in the shot. it should come off. Now, like I said, some spots are going to be a little bit tricky, but you know, for the end of the shell that you won't really see, it's not that big a deal. I'm not going to stay here all day picking at this, but that's basically the idea. As you can see, it gets quite a bit off. If you want, you could sand it, but I don't want to scratch up the shell, so that's basically what you want, and that's ready to use as is. But I want to show you guys the big difference from no polish to polish. So I'm going to get the polish ready and all that and show you how to polish it up. Okay, so I got an old sock that I cut, so the rough part is on the outside. I got my valve stem bullet shell cap, and I got the polish that I showed you guys. So what you do is, if you want, you could wear gloves. I don't really care, but as you can see, you just grab some polish, give it a good shake, and then put it on the rag just like that. You don't need a lot. And then you just grab the shell, and basically you're just gonna rotate the shell while basically just like pinching at the steel or the brass. And the ends you just want to twist. Make sure you get the end of the shell, so because that's what you're really going to be seeing. And as you can see, that green is turning black. That's how you know it's polishing it. If you want, you could use more. I would prefer to use gloves because the fingerprints, you don't want to just, as you're polishing it, be putting on fingerprints, but it should be okay. Okay. Alright, now after you put the polish on, they say let it sit for a little bit, which I put on it pretty thin, so as you can see, even without buffing the polish off, it is a huge difference from before, as you can see. So let's polish it, let's buff it out and see how it looks. Like I said, I'd prefer gloves so you don't ruin a polish as you're polishing it, but it'll be okay. These are going on my dirt bike, so it's not too big a deal. And look at that. You can actually see the phone. That is looking really good from before. Let me show you guys. The top one is an old one. Okay, there's a side view of an old one and a new one. So that's how you make them, guys. It's simple. It really is. You just shave off the cap and hammer it in, polish it up if you want. That's how they're made. And you saw in my off-road go-kart, they look pretty good. So that's how you make them. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out some of my other videos for more go-kart related and car related. You know, I have some videos on there that could be pointed towards lawnmowers and stuff like that, you know, more than just go-karts. But check it out. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check me out on Garage Amino at Go-Karts, Mini Bikes, and More. Also, check me out on Instagram at Go-Karts, Mini Bikes, and More. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.